let's say Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't request a release and the Niners
Okay.
don't trade him and this just drags on and there's a quarterback competition and Lance wins it because it seems like the Niners kind of want him to play this year. Kyle said that's why they're trying to trade Jimmy. From Lance's perspective, if Jimmy's on the team as the backup, is there anything he can do? I mean, of course, winning the Super Bowl. Is there any sort of winning the Super Bowl and winning an MVP that would satisfy his critics?
For Lance,
Yeah.
He would have to have noticeably better numbers, I think, or a noticeably better win percentage. He's either have to win games,
Yeah.
or do what he did in college. 22 touchdowns and 1 pick.
Yep.
Some crazy touchdown to interception ratio, or something where he demonstrated that he was, to the naked eye, that he is a major upgrade from Jimmy. So, I think that's a tough position to be in. First of all, what if Jimmy, if they let him come to camp? Oh, thumb, now he's hurt, whatever he's hurt. I don't know that if I'm the Niners that I would allow Jimmy to put on a uniform this year without renegotiating.
Yeah.
I got to renegotiate. I can't have him in camp as I can't have a $25 million backup quarterback. And people saying, well, hey, this guy's making all the money. Maybe he should play. No, this can be no hemming or hawing or half stepping. It's commitment. At this point, you did kind of last year. Now you need to commit. You've invested the capital in Lance. You told everybody he was the guy you wanted. You've told everybody time and time again, that's the guy you want. Now you got to actually follow through. If you do anything that shows some kind of we're going with Lance, but no, I think that really hurts you. It hurts you in the court of public perception with the fans, and it hurts you in the locker room. So the only way Jimmy's there as the 2 is if he takes a dramatic pay cut. I can't take a chance that you got $25 million wasted in a second quarterback who's not on the field and can't play because of an injury. Can't happen.
I don't see him taking a pay cut unless he gets an extension. I think he'd rather just get released and go elsewhere. But the way I see this is if he's in here in camp and there's a quarterback competition, I've already seen it's played out last year, although it wasn't an official competition. There's nothing Jimmy Garoppolo can do to change people's mind. There are so many people on the team, in the media room, and in the fan base that are just sold on him because of his winning record. It's 33-15. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he does in practice. I saw it last year. He threw 11 picks in training camp. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. But it didn't matter because we know what Jimmy can do. Jimmy's been here. Jimmy's taken us there. Jimmy's done that. Every single throw of Trey Lance gets overanalyzed because he's only started 2 games. And if a guy drops a ball, it's Trey's fault. He threw it too hard. The spiral wasn't good enough. If the defense takes a step back, people will be like, well, Jimmy Garoppolo's a better leader. He would have inspired someone to make. I mean, it'll be ridiculous. Like, there's nothing. I really feel like Lance won't be able to win well enough. The win wasn't good, unless, of course, it's just way different. But the schedule's harder this year, and the offensive line is worse. Like, it could be, they could go 8-9. They almost went 8-9-8 last year. They had some very close wins at the end. They were almost not a playoff. So anyway, some luck could go differently this year. Some injuries could happen, and boom, it's his fault. Well, Jimmy would have been. And I think if Jimmy were gone, we wouldn't have this. No one would care about Jimmy anymore. He's not on the team. You know how fans are. Fans are like really fiercely loyal as long as the guy's on the team. Once he's history, he's history. I don't care about you anymore. Goodbye.
Well, I think one thing that has to be emphasized is that the bottom line is not the record. The bottom line is the results of the trade efforts. That's the bottom line, because the record, it's an impressive record, but it's a team record. It's a 53-man roster. It's not a quarterback record. And people use that as the bottom line. That's not the bottom line. The bottom line is he was available for every team in the league to go make a trade for, and nobody wanted him, and nobody made an offer. I mean, or if it was an offer, it wasn't any good. So I think everybody kind of knows right now what that's the bottom line on Jimmy is, you know what? It's not the record. It's how many teams in the trade market wanted him.
But I feel like it's almost like it's like a civil war of 49er fans. And as long as Jimmy's on the team, you enable this whole faction of 30, 40, 45% of fans that feel Jimmy's better. Jimmy got wronged. Jimmy got blamed for everything. Now we're going to give Trey the same treatment. Get ready, Trey. Every single missed throw, every single decision you make, every loss is your fault. And if you don't like it, well, that's the way it was for Jimmy. As soon as Jimmy's off the team, that faction of the fan base is gone. They either follow Jimmy to his next team or they fall in line. I've seen it so many times. As soon as the guy's off the team, all that fierce loyalty is gone. You're history. You're not you're not part of the family anymore. Sorry, dude. But as long as he's here, you're inviting that. And it's not just the players. It's not just the fans. It's the players too. How many players are just BFFs with Jimmy and are always going to see it from his perspective? The tight end.
Well, I mean, how about Emmanuel Sanders this week? He made him sound like he was Joe Montana and Dan Marino all wrapped into one.
I'm telling you,
dude, what are you talking about? I mean,
but at the same time, you can't fight it. Like, that's the perception of Jimmy. That's what Trey Lance is working against here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's I'll say this
guy of all time, Larry.
Yeah, exactly. He's a leader. Guys step it up for him. More than anything, Football Scout told me a couple year ago that the one thing with Trey Lance is that defenses will have to defend every blade of grass.
Yep.
And they don't have to with Garoppolo, and everybody knows it. So teams cheat in, and they know that he can't complete passes outside the numbers, especially down the field. So they're always going to cheat in. They're always going to be looking for the in-breaking route. If they don't know which way to break, they're going to break in. And eventually, it just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, you know what? This is what it is. With Lance, is he raw? Does he need to be coached up? Yes. Does he need to improve? Yes. Does he need to throw a better ball? Yes. But he also will make you defend every blade of grass. And I think that's a huge part of why they made this decision in the first place. And now it's just a matter of, out with the old and in with the new. But you're right. There's a lot of people that will just look at Jimmy and just say, you know what? He would have been better if this, and he was this, and he was that. There'll always be people that will be in his corner. But don't use the record anymore, because the 49ers are an enormously talented roster. And that is as much to do with their record as anything Garoppolo has done.
I know, but the thing with Garoppolo is since nothing about, like, his allure has nothing to do with his skill set. It's all about his intangibles and his win-loss record. The fact that he's 33-15, the fact that he started his career 7-0. I mean, if Trey Lance does any worse than that, it's like, sorry, bud. Sorry, I guess you just don't have the intangibles. I guess the players just don't fight as hard for you. I mean, that's what he's really up. There's nothing he can do. Jimmy has magic on his side, according to his fans. He just wins. Doesn't matter how. Doesn't matter if he's the worst player on the offense. He just wins. Trey better win too. And I'm just pointing out, it's a different team this year. It's a different schedule this year. Anyway, the Niners, if they know what's good for them, they will get Jimmy off the roster. But I'm afraid that Kyle and John think they can control this. They can control the media narrative. They can control their locker room. They can tell everyone to be a big, happy family. Like, that is not realistic. People are going to pick sides, and Trey Lance is going to get more skepticism than you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just people that think that Jimmy's an elite guy, so if that's your premise, the old saying, if your premise is wrong, your conclusion by definition will be wrong. So if your premise is that Jimmy's a phenomenal quarterback, then wherever you go conclusion wise after that is going to be wrong.
They treat him like he's a Super Bowl winner as opposed to a Super Bowl loser. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, this was before my time, but the LA Raiders in the 80s, when they had Plunkett toward the end and he was hurt and they could never really make the transition to Mark Wilson because the team had won with Plunkett and they were all in with Plunkett, and they had both of them on the team, and Mark Wilson was never going to get the support. I didn't live through that, but I know football history. Anyway, that's my comparison.
I've heard, their announcer last week on the radio called Jimmy a Super Bowl quarterback. I'm like, wait.
Oh my God.
You're calling him a Super Bowl quarterback?
Call him that. So Rex Grossman's a Super Bowl quarterback then.
Right. David Woodley was a Super Bowl quarterback.